I was in a car accident. I know, Elder Trumper, he said, there's always something happening. Always something happening. And I can't help but to think that because we have dedicated this year to being about mission and evangelism, that things are just happening out of the ordinary. I was in a car accident. I was driving around in a neighborhood, and my vehicle slid, and I hit a ditch pretty hard. It happened so quickly. I went down into the ditch, and the car just came right back out. But when it hit, I just knew that either I was going to be dead or that my vehicle was going to be broken into pieces, because that was how hard the impact was. And as soon as I hit, I heard a pop. And I was like, oh, Lord, this is it. This is it. It's over for me. It was good while it lasted, but man. So when my car came out of the ditch, I got out, and I realized that the pop that I heard, I was totally surprised that my vehicle had no exterior damage. The body there was not one scratch on the body of my vehicle, not one. But the damage was really primarily on the inside, because all of the airbags had deployed, all of them, except for the steering wheel airbag, which I think is a grace of God, because if the steering wheel airbag had come out, I might have had some injuries. So I get out of the vehicle. I don't have time to be emotional. I only have time to think. I got to get this vehicle to the shop. So I get out of the vehicle. I examine it, and the body of the car looks fine. My tires are fine. And I was frustrated because on that Monday, like this happened literally on that Monday, I had a nail in my tire, so one of my tires was flat. And so I took to the shop. They told me I'd have to buy a new tire. So I had already spent like $250 on one tire. So to go from spending $250 on one tire, that still bothers my soul, to then the next day getting into not a car collision, but getting into a ditch. I'm like, Lord, can a sister get a break up in here? So I was glad to see that none of my tires, and maybe that was also the grace of God, because perhaps if that tire had busted, I may not have been able to do what I'm about to say in the rest of the story. So I looked at my vehicle. My vehicle was fine on the outside, totally almost destroyed on the inside. All the airbags came out. The seatbelts were locked. It was a mess. And so I said, I got to get this to the shop right now. And thank you, Lord, that there was a butter knife in the trunk of my vehicle. I didn't have any scissors or knives or anything, so I'd go to the trunk of my vehicle, pull out this butter knife, and I cut the airbag on the passenger side and on the driver's side so that I could see out the windows. And praise Jesus, none of my windows were cracked. So I'm driving to the dealership, the new Nissan dealership in Gallatin, where I bought this car. And I'm driving it there. There's airbags just open. I look like I'm about to float away. That's just what it looks like on the inside. Got an airbag behind my back. Got airbags everywhere. It's just a mess. So I'm driving to the Newton Nissan dealership, and I pull in to the service center. Now, what I understand about the service center is that is where you go to take your vehicle when it needs maintenance because something is wrong. There's brokenness with the vehicle. So I have confidence when I'm pulling my vehicle inside the service center, because this is where I'm supposed to go when my car is having an issue. So I pull my car into the service center. One guy comes out, and I look ridiculous. I'm like hunched up by the steering wheel, looking like some 12-year-old girl who probably stole their parents' car. So I look ridiculous. I feel almost ridiculous, but what makes me feel worse is that one mechanic comes out. He sees my vehicle, and he looks shocked and overwhelmed. And I'm looking at him like, why are you looking at me like this? You a mechanic. This is what the service center is for. Y'all supposed to fix stuff. He comes out looking overwhelmed. 5 or 6 other mechanics come out, and they're just staring at me. And I'm like, I didn't pull into a zoo. I pulled into the service center where you take your vehicles to get fixed. You see, if I had been bleeding or dismembered and I had pulled into the ER at a hospital, they wouldn't be looking at me crazy because they see sick people and brokenness all the time. But I pulled into this service center and they're looking at me surprised and overwhelmed as if they don't specialize in dealing with brokenness. I want to let you know on this Sabbath that no matter what your issues are, when you take them before Jesus, he's not going to look at you surprised. He's not going to be overwhelmed. He's not going to be confused by whatever your brokenness is, because he specializes in delivering us from our brokenness. Jesus says, "Come unto me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." That is the confidence that we can have in Jesus. That is what this man found in Jesus. And that is why Jesus told him to go back to your hometown and tell them what I did for you.